Hi everyone! The reception on my last build tutorial for the Atreides carrier base was really great, and I've had a couple of requests to do another build tutorial for my starter solo base and also for what I've called the guild base, but it's really for any ambitious solo player as well. So that's what you can see here today. That's this building, and I will be building that from scratch so you can follow along. Enjoy! First things first, I'm placing a Solido copy to make it easier for me to build everything and to explain what I'm doing as I go. For most of my builds, I have a 3x3 foundation and everything else is ceiling tiles, so that makes the base as easy as possible to place later. And I will be building only the floor except for this one wall tile because I'm already getting quite sunburned. Now that the floor is done, I start by building a small little cupboard under the stairs, really. And part of the main reason why I built this now is so that I can hide from the sun. The floor dimensions are 5x7, and this is what it looks like at the moment. Next is the first layer of walls. I'm using these big Atreides gates to save on plastone and also because they look nice, but you can just simply replace them with normal walls if you prefer. We're leaving a 2x2 gap here. That's for the entrance for the buggy. And this is what it looks like so far. Time for some internal walls before we move on to the second level. And once again, this is what we have so far. Now we're moving on to the second level of walls. Here I'm leaving one gap that I will need later. This is one of the generator rooms, and I will need to come in here to place all of the generators later on. Now that the second layer of walls is done, I can move on to laying the floor. Here in the middle of the building we have a 3x3 area for a little bit of storage and the chemistry bench. And then we have one wing on this side and one on the opposite side. One will be a hospital wing and the other one will be the hangar for a couple of scouts or for an assault. So this is what the floor looks like on the upper level. Now we can move on to the next set of internal and external walls. This part here in the middle will be for some storage. I usually use it for raw and refined materials, but of course you can use it for whatever you would like. And this is what it looks like inside when we're done. Now for the hangar. While we're on this side, I'm also putting in the ceiling. This allows me to park the assault in the deep desert should a sandstorm come before I'm finished. And now we can move on to the opposite side and build the walls for the hospital. And this is really just a place to put the death stills. There's no need to do it like this. It's just for a bit of fun, for my own amusement. And now we can put the roof on. And I'm heading downstairs to fill in a few missing wall pieces and to make sure that everything is ready before I move on to the next bit. Next, we're going back upstairs to fill in the water storage room. I noticed that a sandstorm is incoming, so I'm building the roof first, but usually I try to build up the walls, and then the roof is easier to build from the top. Now you can build all of the water containers. There's room for 16 in here. It is a bit of a squeeze, but you can definitely make it fit. Let's go downstairs and I'll show you what is down here. We have generators and then large storage boxes. And under here we have some more generators as well and one more storage box. And again the generator room on the top that I've mentioned before, and we can now close that up once you've put all of the generators in. Now there are some things on the outside, mostly decorative, that are missing. So we'll fill those in as well, so the base looks a bit better. I'm also filling in these things at the bottom, otherwise it looks like the base is floating, which it kind of is, and that's just not nice. Now I'm going up to finish off the roof. These roof tiles can be a little bit fiddly to place sometimes, as you can see here. So if that doesn't work, you can always go downstairs and place them from downstairs. If you build it for the first time, you shouldn't have any issues placing them. This is one of those examples here where I'm struggling to put it down. But once I have placed some of the other roof tiles, they'll place more easily, as you will see in a second. The bit that I'm building here isn't strictly speaking necessary, but I do like to provide a little bit of a roof over that Atreides gate. It just makes it look a lot nicer. I managed to place some of the other roof tiles now, but this one is still giving me trouble. So as I said, I'm going downstairs to place it from below. Now I'm just finishing off the decorative bits over the Atreides gates. I'm using a half wall to give it a bit of solidity, and so that it matches up with the top of the gate. Now I just quickly fill in the top parts that I couldn't reach from below. We're almost done now. I'm just putting down the last few decorative parts of the roof, so I'll bring you back once that is done. Okay, just placing the last few bits. Let me just show you from the air. There we go, an advanced deep desert base for either a solo player or a small guild. It accommodates all of the refining stations that you would need and plenty of storage. You can park your salt in here. It's a little tight, but it does fit. Here we have some storage that I typically use for raw materials and the refined goods. Then in here to the side, I've made a hospital. You really don't need to do this. You can use it as a factory room for crafting stations, anything like that. But it's just a bit of fun for me, like I said. So I do this just to accommodate my death stilts. Here we have the chemical refiner. Then in the middle level here, a repair station, a recycler, a little bit of storage. Then we have the large ore refiner, spice refiner, and the storage to the side as well. There we go. It should accommodate everything that you will need. Let me know if you give it a go, and good luck. Bye for now.